I'm very, very proud to be here today with my friends, Mike and Jim Ring of Ringbrothers. For those of you who don't know of the Ringbrothers brand, they have spent the last 30 years in a small town called Spring Green, Wisconsin, in the heart of America, building some of the most iconic custom cars in the world. They've won every major award you can win in bespoke coach building. And this is their first time here at Monterey Car Week, their first time at the Quail, and we're excited to show you what they brought today.
For us to build cars like this, we need people like that. And we've never had an opportunity like this before to build this much of a car. We've always wanted to go here. It takes a special man, and we can't thank you enough.
Eric actually come to us and said, I want to build a car. And I said, what do you want to build? And he actually looked at me and said, what do you want to build? And that was really fun. And so I said, how about something European, And he said, how about an Aston Martin? And that's how this comes to play. So it was kind of refreshing that it wasn't another Camaro or Mustang, but this was a very exciting project. And again, I want to thank Eric for letting us do this.
All right, let's get the cover off and then we'll talk about the details. 1971 Aston Martin DBS OCTAVIA. This is one of a very, very limited edition run of vehicles. All right, Gary Ragle from Ragle Design, do you want to walk us through some of the details of the car?
Absolutely. When Mike and Jim contacted me about designing an Aston Martin DBS, I was beyond stoked. I think like him, I was ready for a new challenge and ready for something different than the American muscle that we had worked on previously. So we knew we had to tread lightly with a car like this and honor the Aston Martin brand and make the Aston Martin consumers proud. So we really began the project by analyzing what worked and what didn't with the factory shape. We knew the silhouette was iconic, so the center line of this car remains virtually unchanged to the original body. But we also knew that we needed to add a little bit more drama to befitting a modern GT car or even a supercar, which this really is. So we took a look at widening the rear quarters, widening the front fenders, and introduced a much more dramatic Coke bottle body side. It's a lot more in line with some of the modern Aston Martin cars and the design DNA that they're working with now. After that, we tweaked the proportion just a little bit by pushing the front wheel center forward 3 inches and enlarging the wheel wells to hug those 19 and 20-inch wheels. From there, it was really a matter of details, and every detail on this car, exterior and interior, has a story. It all either goes back to the original DBS or it ties in some modern Aston DNA. This project was the biggest project that I've ever been a part of. There's a lot of layers to take in and a lot of things to see. But at the end of the day, as a designer, it's useless if it never goes beyond the sketch pad. So I got to thank Mike and Jim. It was an absolute privilege to work with them and their talented team of craftsmen creating this. It was a dream project for me. I know it's a dream project for them as well. And I gotta thank again the owner, Eric. I hope, judging by the smile on his face, maybe it's his dream also. So thank you very much, guys.
Some technical details. OCTAVIA sits on a Roadster Shop fast track chassis. It has Brembo brakes, custom tuned Fox shocks. The engine was built by Wegner Motorsports and is an 800 horsepower Harrop supercharged Coyote based V8. The interior is completely custom one-off. Many of the components, including the Walter PPK shaped details, are 3D metal additive printed. It also has a lot of copper? Or brass? Brass. Yeah, brass detail as well.
Hi everyone, we are here with Gary from Ringbrothers, and he is going to walk us around their very cool new, it's OCTAVIA?
OCTAVIA.
OCTAVIA. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So this is a 71 Aston Martin DBS V8. OCTAVIA is the name. We took a little inspiration from the Bond Bond series
love
of
it.
films, and there's a few little Easter eggs in there to find that are Bond related as well.
Cool.
But this was the first European sports car that the Ringbrothers have built. So we knew we needed to tread lightly. We didn't want to upset the purists, but we wanted to create something new and interesting at the same time.
Awesome.
So we really began by looking at the original car, which you can see the bar back there.
Yes,
is
the
built,
car
built
bar.
from the original car, and really kind of analyzed what worked and what didn't with the original car, and where we could make improvements and where we needed to stick to the original
Awesome.
pure Aston Martin design.
Yeah.
So with that, the silhouette is virtually identical to the original car. Where we thought we could make some improvements is in the sex appeal of it, to be honest. The original was a little bit slab-sided, so we widened the rear quarter panels 5 inches per side. It's 82 inches wide in the rear. So and the way we came up with that dimension was by measuring the opening in the trailer, and then just subtracted about an inch on either side and said we're good to go. So
that's so funny.
It's been interesting getting it in and out of the box this week.
I bet.
So,
oh my gosh.
But anyway, then we widened the front fenders 4 inches per side.
Wow, so this thing is like incredibly wide. All right.
So it really gave it a whole new proportion. That was more benefiting a modern GT car or even a supercar.
Yeah.
From there, we did a few little tweaks with the wheelbase, pushed the front wheel 3 inches forward.
Oh, wow, okay.
Enlarged the wheel wells to fit the 20-inch wheels, or 20s in the rear, 19s in the front. And after that, it was really a matter of details. We knew we wanted to do the clamshell hood. I can open that for you and show you under the hood.
Okay, cool.
But that was kind of a detail more reminiscent of some of the modern Astons.
Yeah.
The pass-through rear spoiler is something that a lot of people don't catch. That's a pass-through aero channel.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that comes from, I believe it's the new DB9 has a feature that's similar to that.
Okay, cool.
The dual fuel fillers are identical to the original 71 DBS. It's kind of a little quirky little detail that those cars had.
That's so cool. Wow.
And we knew with a lot of the details, it was important on this car to strike a balance between vintage and modern.
Yeah.
We didn't want a modern OEM-looking concept car, and we didn't want a strictly vintage restoration or resto mod type of car either. So we knew a certain amount of chrome with the bumpers and the window surround would be a classy touch, and as well as the deep dish wheels. HRE made those wheels for us.
Those look really good.
The wheel design's unique. They were based off of the original. Again, there's some integrated brake ducts on those that came only on the V8 models, I believe. So that was a special wheel for that car. So these are reminiscent of that design.
That's so cool.
We just opened them up and lightened them up a little bit visually.
They look great.
Yeah, thank you.
When we someone had the door open, this is the door frame carbon fiber?
It is. So the door.
Oh, cool door.
The door outer skin, inner door, and all of the door jambs completely carbon fiber.
That's so
really
cool.
The only steel on this car, there's an integrated steel roll cage to help with rigidity, tied in really closely to the pillars. The chassis is steel, and a little bit of the firewall is steel. Other than that, it's all carbon fiber. The hard parts on the interior are 3D printed stainless.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, so that gave us a great opportunity to do some really neat details. You'll notice the shift lever is hollow on the inside.
Yeah.
It's see-through. So the only way you could ever produce something like that is with a 3D printing technology.
Cool, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love this interior.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
that
you.
looks really great.
A lot of the elements were there on the original 71.
Okay.
We just kind of amped them up a little bit. We pushed the seats rearward about 5 inches.
Okay.
So that gave us the opportunity to extend the IP back and get a lot more three-dimension in it. But the design, the classic round gauges, everything really kind of is inspired by the original interior.
Wow, that looks really good.
There you go. Last thing on the interior that I love is the power window switch. It's the only, that and the VIN-TAG are the only original 71 Aston parts remaining.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Those are very nice little touches.
Yes,
I like it.
yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, that looks incredible. Congrats on that.
Thank you. So
and now the piece de resistance
the engine
over
bay
here.
is probably my favorite part.
Wow.
We have a carbon fiber brace that was kind of inspired by mountain bike frames. It's hollow on the inside, so they were able to run the wiring through that.
Oh,
It's
really? Wow.
It's a 5-liter Coyote-based engine.
Okay.
Putting out with a detune, it's about 800 horsepower. Hair-up superchargers worked with us. It's a custom one-off supercharger cover that we designed for it.
It looks great.
And every air outlet and inlet on this is functional.
Okay.
So the hood scoop, classic, iconic Aston hood scoop,
Yes.
feeds right into the air box. There's a panel filter in there, straight through the throttle body. These air outlets relieve high pressure from the wheelhouse, so that's all functional. When the hood closes, this completes the top half.
Whoa.
There's some air outlets on the cowl of the hood to relieve hot air from the engine bay.
No fake vents here.
No fake stuff. No fake stuff.
Wow. That front end looks really good too.
Thank you.
More carbon fiber?
More carbon. The bumpers are machined aluminum that we chrome plated, but the rest is carbon fiber. Everywhere carbon crosses the center line of the car, the weave has a V pattern to it. So to lay that up and minimize distortion is an art in and of itself. Like the carbon supplier had a few words for me a number of times, mostly on those fins. In a mass production setting, it would be nearly impossible to do carbon like this. The radiuses are too small, and everything is really tight and precise.
Do you know like how long it takes to do that, or how long it took to do that?
So I did the design of this vehicle, and then I worked with Kevin Grant, who's an expert CAD modeler. We worked together to do all of the CAD modeling on this. That was on my computer screen for the better part of 2.5 years.
Oh my God.
So, and from there we were, I'm tired. We were releasing parts one at a time to go to the carbon supplier.
Yeah.
They would then cut molds and lay those parts up. So that took for each, it depended on the complexity of the part, of course. I believe the hood was in their hands for about 3 months to do the hood outer and inner pin. The hood's made up of almost 5 pieces.
Oh my God.
I believe.
That's crazy.
And then the rings began by tearing apart the donor car about a year ago, and waiting on parts of the puzzle to come in one at a time, basically from the carbon manufacturer.
How many are you making? Is it just the one?
It's just the one, but the molds were made to do. We could probably get one more series of parts out of the molds. So they're hoping to find a customer that loves it and wants to do one more. We'll change the color and a few details, but there's opportunity for one more vehicle.
Cool. Well, this is really, really, really amazing. You should definitely be proud.
Thank you so much.
Especially after 2.5 years of staring at the hood.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to explain this to us, and I hope that, I'm sure you'll find a second customer for this.
I think so.
That's really cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
Wow.